Our ministry moment for today is Matthew 14:22 through 33, and I'm going to be using the New International Version for this, the NIV. A lot of times I use New King James Version. I also use the Complete Jewish Bible, and sometimes we'll even go to the Amplified Bible. And I'm very grateful for internet where I can have side-by-side comparison of Scripture at the click of a button. But for this one, particularly, I wanted to use NIV. I know that people have problems with that because of some of the translations. But after comparing, the one word specifically that I wanted was there in several translations. Immediately, Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side while he dismissed the crowd. After he had dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. Later that night, he was there alone, and the boat was already a considerable distance from land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to them, walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. "It's a ghost," they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, "Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid." "Lord, if it's you," Peter replied, "tell me to come to you on the water." "Come," he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. "You of little faith," he said, "why did you doubt?" And when they climbed into the boat, the wind died down. Then those who were in the boat worshipped him, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God." And there are so many things within this passage that are just phenomenal. It's nuggets, I think is what a lot of people call them. But the one I want to focus on is when it says that Peter saw the wind. And people can say, well, it was the effects of the wind or this or that. That's not what it says. It says he saw the wind and he became afraid. And within that, we see that you can't see the wind. You can't see the effects of the wind. But did Peter become afraid of something that wasn't really there? And how many times do we do that in our lives, that we become afraid of something that isn't really there? And that no matter what the situation is, that we have Christ, that we can call it to him. And it says immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. And that through these situations, when God answers prayers, that helps increase our faith. And so the times that he has answered prayers while we're still waiting on other prayers to be answered, we hold on to that. We hold on to the scripture that when we cry out to Christ, he is going to be there and immediately reach out. You all have a beautiful, blessed day.